A lot of men are seriously struggling with women in today's day and age. I feel like it used to be easier back in the day. Maybe it was just more simple because roles and gender roles were more clearly defined. That must have been it, right? It must have been like, okay, the guy goes to work, comes back, woman looks after the house. Also, you're in a village, you haven't got that many options, it's just easier. Oh, he's the best of a bad bunch. Or I only have an option of 6 eligible guys in this village, I'm going to have to take what I get. Now, the game has changed so much that people have too many options. That's where we're at now. So, my friends, we have to adapt to this new way of living. You can sit there and complain and talk shit all you like. My philosophy is you adapt to thrive. I've always thrived in my life because I've always been able to adapt to the surrounding environment. Things are constantly changing and they will continue to change. And shit will get more challenging and more confusing than ever. But if you are adaptable and you're willing to learn, that's the key. Are you willing to learn and are you willing to adapt and evolve your personality in order to become, well, your character as well? You don't have to necessarily change. I didn't say change your personality. I didn't say change your character. I said evolve. You evolve into a better version of yourself. Now, I am seeing a lot of men struggle with women. A lot. Thankfully, I don't struggle with women. But there are times where obviously I do, because I'm a human being and every man does. And if Tom Brady, for God's sake, Tom Brady, amazing looking and the best NFL player of all time, is struggling with his woman, and Ben Affleck is going through divorce issues with his woman, and every famous star that you've ever heard of and billionaire has had divorces and issues with their woman, then trust me, everyone goes through issues with their woman or with a woman at some point in their life. So no one can say to you, I've never had a problem, I'm the man. Bullshit. Don't believe a bloody word of it. Every man goes through the problems. Some of us just have much larger scale problems, and some of us have smaller scale problems because some men have such a high level of status that they have such an endless flow of women coming to them. But you know what? Even that doesn't help, because there'll be that one woman that they really want that just slips out of their hands and they feel like shit. But I've spoken in the past about breakups. I've spoken in the past about heartbreaks. And I've said to you, that is the best thing that could happen to a man. That is the best thing that could happen to you, because all of a sudden you get your ass back out in the world and you either sink or you swim. And actually you end up thriving if you swim, because you just get better and you use, and I've been saying this to my friends over the past few weeks, pain into progress. You turn that pain into progress. Either there are some people who are feeling that pain who are jumping off cliffs, not ideal, or there are some people who are feeling that pain and thinking, what can I do about this pain? I don't want this happening to me again. How do I stop this from happening to me again? What can I do, or what can I be as a man that can stop this from happening? The truth is, you cannot completely stop the pain from happening. You are inevitably going to feel pain with whatever woman you deal with and whatever person you go through. However, there are some masculine frames and masculine mindsets that you can employ and implore onto yourself to be successful with women and with anything in life. But mainly this channel talks about the female psychology and you yourself just becoming a better person constantly. The masculine mindset is a consistently improving mindset. It's like, I must keep doing better. I must keep improving. Okay, I got dumped. Okay, she hurt my feelings. Okay, I didn't get the woman of my dreams. Okay, I lost out to some other guy who's taller and handsome and better looking, and he turns out to be a basketball player. He turns out to have more Instagram followers. Oh, he's got 1 million followers. Damn, I lost to him. Yes, that's the name of the game. Competition sucks. Competition's painful. And the reason why Generation Z, whatever they call them, bloody kids of our day and age, are struggling so much in this world is because they can't handle the concept of competition. They don't understand that competition is part of human nature. We are animals that had to run around plains of fields and caves and had to fend for ourselves and protect our tribes and battle other tribesmen who tried to take over our women and our tribes and our resources. Listen, that shit hasn't really changed. It's just a lot easier for the average person now because we've got these systems that have been built around us. Welfare systems, hospitals, the internet giving you information. Before that shit, we were literally fighting with spears and swords. And you know what? To me, I'm still fighting with spears and swords on a daily basis. I am a highly competitive male. That's a good thing and a bad thing. But I'll be honest with you, it's mainly a good thing. Because if you are highly competitive, you will not stop working until you keep getting the results that you want, until you keep churning out better body. Oh, I went rock climbing today for the second time of my whole entire life. And I started off pretty well. I got all the basic beginner stuff done. And then when I got to the more advanced stuff, I was like, damn, this shit is hard. You can't just be strong and have big shoulders and be a strong guy. You literally need technique. And these guys that were much smaller than me, much skinnier than me, were just like more agile and had the technique and were able to get through the really advanced rock climbing sections. And I kept failing and I tried a couple more and I did a couple of the advanced ones, but obviously wasn't at their level. And so if you have that mindset of competition, like I need to keep trying this to see if I can win, you don't give up and you push through that pain barrier, I guarantee you, my G, if you push through that pain barrier, that's when the results start coming. That's when you start getting the results. The pain barrier in the gym, the pain barrier with a woman, the pain barrier at your job, the pain barrier in the business that you're starting. It's so excruciating, this stuff. It's so difficult to get it right. And as I was saying, the younger generation, because there's no instillness of this competitive nature. It's like, oh, don't worry, everybody wins. I know you ran a race with 10 people, but everybody won today because you all competed. Bullshit. Not everybody won today. There was podiums and there was gold, silver and bronze and the rest of you lost. The rest of you get nothing. So go home and try again or try something else. That's the kind of shit we need to be talking about. We live in a competitive world. Whatever struggles you're going to go through, just understand that the realness of the reality is I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this shit's easy. It just bloody isn't. For me to get to 15% body fat, for me to be able to lift 120, 140 kilogram bench press, for me to be able to deadlift 150 kilograms, to do any of that in the gym, for me to have made $22,000 in the stock market yesterday, for me to have had whatever, beautiful girlfriends, currently speaking to an absolute cracker who I'm trying to, I don't know, take it to the next step with. She's absolutely gorgeous. I don't share pictures of the women that I'm with. I make sure they're anonymous. You will see some pictures of me in the community that I'm building in the school community with girls, but I've blurred their faces out if they're my friends or if I've been with them because I don't want people seeing their faces. I'm just not like that. I don't want to expose other people in my life. Happy to expose my face, but definitely don't want to expose the women in my life because I don't want people going to them, messaging them, or saying some shit because people are bloody evil. And some stupid ass idiot on the internet will end up messaging my girl and being like, oh, hey, Ralph did this at one point. You didn't know that, did you? Look, I've got a video of him doing this. Shut up, you bloody loser. So I don't like sharing pictures of them. But anyway, to get to all of that point, to get to having the beautiful woman, to get to having the good body, which was like painful and difficult, to get to making $22,000 in a day on the stock market, that shit was years of pain and strife and struggle. And still to this day, I'm going through that pain and strife and struggle where I get like migraine headaches at the moment because apparently I'm stressed out according to my parents and according to my doctor. There might be some level of stress there that I don't know that I'm even dealing with. And I'm like, I'm not stressed. I don't even know what you mean by this. I'm not stressed at all. There is no stress. And they're like, no, your body is under stress. You're just not regurgitating. You're just not talking about it. So obviously, I mean, that's not good. You don't want to be like smashing your health because you're stressed out. That's not an ideal scenario at all. But what I'm saying to you is this shit's painful. And a lot of men are struggling with women because of this, because they don't want to go through the pain. Oh, it's just too difficult, man. Oh, it's just not worth it, man. What do you mean it's not worth it, bro? What do you mean it's not worth it? Are you absolutely stupid? Your legacy is not worth it. You having a woman and having kids is not worth it. You, all right, fine, going through the pain and the struggle and the arguments and shit, right, inevitable, it's going to happen. It's not worth it. How is that not worth it? You want to just live alone and be lonely without going through the pain? The pain is inevitable, my guy. It's absolutely inevitable in order for you to get the results. So if you're watching this channel and you've been watching the videos over the past few months, you will realize that most of it is a discussion on female nature. However, more importantly, it is a discussion and an attempt to instill this masculine solidarity inside of you, to be more of a solid guy and just be like, okay, I'm at my center, I'm at my core, I got to keep going. Going to the gym and being muscly doesn't make you a masculine man. It might make you look masculine, but it doesn't make you a masculine man. Masculinity is in here, my bro. It's in your heart. It's deeply embedded in your brain, in your heart, and therefore in your soul. It's embedded into your soul, and you work on that your whole life. I was bullied at school when I was 12 years old. I think I was 12 years old. I was bullied at school that year. Had a horrible year. Then when I was 13 to 14, I went to a really, really rough school and was bullied and like beaten up at that school. Those 2 years of pain taught me more about how I need to deal with shit than anything else that's ever happened in my life. And they made me a real tough cookie going to those schools. Because when I went to other schools, I actually got in a lot of trouble, unfortunately, when I went to other schools after those schools. But when anyone would open their mouth and start giving me lip and be like, I remember I went to this, my dad took me out of this really terrible school in North London and put me in this private school that you had to take a loan out to put me into that school. And on like the second day, some kid was like, oh, you've never played rounders. Some like posh, stupid English kid. Like, oh, you've never played rounders before. What school did you come from? And I was like, what? Are you being rude, you little shit? And he was like, don't talk to me. Who do you think you are talking to me? So I turn around and I just go, bang, right in the face. Just a right hook just came out of nowhere while we're sitting there in PE, physical education class. And I'm just like, bam, right in his mouth, cracked him beautifully in his jaw. Obviously, he starts crying, the little shit. And he tells the teacher, and I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. I didn't do anything. No, he was just getting rude. He was throwing allegations and insulting me, miss. He was insulting me, miss. Yeah, he was talking about me. Yeah, he was being really rude. So the point is, I'm not saying you should be punching people, but I'm saying that people do need to fear you to a certain degree and need to be like, okay, this person is not to be messed with. And you do that by going through the pain. You go through the pain in order to get to the results. So, yeah. Men are going through these issues. Men are struggling with women. Men are struggling in all forms of life because they just ain't masculine enough and they haven't been through the shit and they haven't been through the pain. Pain into progress, my bro. That's the aim of the game.